Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is your spot, and we have a 3-hour banger lined up for you today on the program. Jonathan Davis, how about the NHL schedule? 1 game last night, 100 tonight. So he'll have some best bets in 30 minutes. Yeah. Ian Eagle, one of the best to ever do it on these games, and he is calling the East region this weekend in the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 coming up in 90 minutes.
Big fan of his. Congrats on the Great Clips ad, too.
Yes.
Good for him. He's got a little NIL money.
Paul Stone on the show. He is the leader in the college basketball contest here at VSiN and Circa. He's also the defending champ. We'll ask him how he has navigated the water so far through the first 2 rounds.
Good question. Is he taking favorites?
Yep.
No doubt.
Yep. And Derek Stevens on the show. I want to ask him about that. Favorite 16-0 on Friday. Had to be a bloodbath for the book, right? Had to be.
Should be, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is going to be a fun show. We have a lot of audio that we're going to play. We'll get to Darius Acuff coming up in about 15 minutes. And after last night in the NBA first, nothing's automatic, nothing's a lock. The tanking parlay was no good.
That's outrageous.
How about that spot in that game by Orlando? Are you serious?
That is so embarrassing. You're at home. You're playing a team that wants to lose. They've lost 16 in a row. And not only do you get beat, you give up 128 points. What are you doing?
You can still win that division.
I know. That's you got life there, Buzz City Killer. You got life. You're only two and a half out.
Yeah, but Atlanta won't lose.
Yeah, but the schedule gets difficult coming up. So, to be 2 back with 10 to play, anything can happen. But certainly you can cross Orlando off the list. 6 losses in a row, and they're getting 10.5 tonight on a back-to-back against the Cavs. That'll be another loss. What is going on?
Yeah, what was this number, 2 weeks ago, you think? Catching 10.5? I know it's a back-to-back, so it's a bad spot for them, but also their current form. There's no way this number would have been 10.5 like 2-3 weeks ago, the way Orlando was trending at that time. And now it's completely going downhill. But I will say that at least you sniffed out the Rockets game last night.
Absolutely.
By saying, do not include that on the parlay.
Yes. They don't defend. They have issues, half-court offense. And I'm concerned about the chemistry. And also, Udoka can wear on you as well. But they are not playing well and trending well. And as I told you last week, that Buzelis from the Bulls is a tough guard.
Yeah.
And that was a nice win for the Bulls. And they got whatever they wanted offensively against the Rockets. Durant went off. Sengun went off. Still got beat.
Yep. I'll tell you this. Coming up in the playoffs, let's say that they're the 4 seed. I'm going to have to hear a very good contrarian take on the Rockets to defeat whomever their first-round opponent is in the playoffs.
Oh, that's who you want to see. If you're the Lakers, you want them at 3-6. You want Houston in the first round.
I totally agree with that. Don't you think Denver wants Houston as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't. I mean, how we've gotten to this point with this team, yikes. And again, maybe somebody's going to make the case. I guess if the number's right, people will bet on them. But boy, oh boy, are they going in the wrong way. And in their own division, pop the champagne bottles because the Spurs, what a great story this is.
It is.
And to take down that division this year now. And another great performance last night by Victor Wembanyama. We're going to hear from him coming up in a second. And they blew out the Heat. And that dude was sensational. But they also have other guys. Like he's the favorite to win. He's the runaway favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. MVP here in a second. Keldon Johnson's now the short shot to win Sixth Man of the Year.
What do you think of that? That was a big move.
I don't disagree with it, to be honest. And I have no piece of Keldon Johnson.
Yeah.
I can't disagree. The guy's been awesome.
No, that's a nice ticket. Congrats if you had that. They are dangerous. I know a lot of people talk about it. I did yesterday about the lack of playoff experience, but they have an alien and the best player in the game on their team. And they win the division, and they're 22-1 with him when he plays the last 23, and that was a road game. They just went in and punked Miami.
Yep. So I know what you're saying, and Rick Kamla tweeted this out last night as well. Rick has been very good with the NBA for many, many years. And he tweeted that he has been predicting the Spurs to win it all this year for a couple of months now. And the graphic that was put up on NBA on NBC basically eliminated his only minor concern, which was a lack of playoff experience. And the graphic looks like this. Playoff games played entering the postseason. We'll go back to 2003, 2004 Pistons. They only had 334 playoff games combined in the postseason. They won the title. The 2014-2015 Warriors had 289. The 93-94 Rockets had 240. This year's Spurs team has 296. Last year's Thunder, 178. So does that eliminate your concerns as well? Maybe a little bit, not fully, but okay, maybe they actually, it doesn't really matter because they're going to have Wembanyama and a bunch of other dudes that can really play.
Yeah, I see both sides of the argument. You know, sometimes that's, you take the easy way out, right? I'll have a similar feeling when we discuss the Florida thing with the strategy with the Iowa game, but it's just, I can see where it's, hey, talent wins the day, or is it, do you trust them close game and lack of big game experience, and especially if you're taking on OKC or even the Lakers, when certainly LeBron and Luka have plenty of that, and they've made the finals, but they have been champions before.
Yep. So you asked me on the show yesterday about Luka's MVP number and why it was not closer to SGA than where it was. And I agreed with that, but I also said I think Wemby should be much closer as well.
He's 8-1 at Caesars.
Luka.
He continues to come down. I was shocked. He missed the game winner. He was right there last night. He missed it. That's rare he misses there.
Now, as the game was going on and after it was over with last night, and Wembanyama was awesome again. What do you have, like 24 and 15 and 5 blocks? Whatever. He's so good. He was still 33-1 at FanDuel after the game. And then he dropped to like 10, 12, maybe 16-1 in that range. And he finally started to talk about it after the game last night, basically telling the media, yeah, you know what? I want the award.
My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game and that it is undervalued so far in the MVP race because I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league. Second argument would be that we almost swept OKC in the season and we dominated them 3 times with their real team and 4 times with more rotation players. And my third argument would be that offense impact is not just points.
How about that? He had to throw in, almost swept OKC, dominated him.
Absolutely.
He did. He's not lying.
Yes. I'm still mad that he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He is exactly right. Most impactful, changes the game, intimidation factor as well. It's like the movie Alien there with the hands.
I know.
What he's doing.
I tell you what,
big.
honestly, I haven't had season tickets to a team in a long, long time. If I lived in San Antonio, there'd be like no hesitation. I'd have season tickets to go watch him play.
Everyone called it. He's going to the best organization because they will continue to work on his game and he will improve. Yep.
So, and look, right now at DraftKings, he's still 18-1. Is it fool's gold here to be recommending bets on him at this point? Like, I would ask the question, why not him? Why can't he win the award? He can still miss. It's 3 games, by the way, that he can still miss.
3, okay, thank you.
That's the number.
I thought it was 1, okay.
And with what he's averaging this year, 24-plus points, 11-plus rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks. Did you know that only 6 other players in the league ever have done that? Kareem did it 5 times. Hakeem twice. Shaq, Ewing, and David Robinson each did it once. That's it. Only the 6th guy. And if they finish as the 2 seed,
like a game behind OKC, something like that. And they close winning 26-27 when he plays. Or something like 28-29, whatever it would be,
Right. So, why? Again, I can't wait for the next straw poll to come out from Tim Bontemps. But maybe there is a serious shift here where he goes from basically not even being in the mix on February 20th to, he kind of tracked down SGA. Mm-hmm. When I look at, I'll give you some advanced metrics here. Hollinger's per numbers. Actually, Giannis is still number 1. He has obviously the games played, Bucks stink. Joker's 2, then SGA, then Kawhi, then Wemby. The estimated plus minus at dunksandthrees.com. SGA 1, Kawhi number 2, razor thin at the top. Then Luka, then Wemby, then Joker. In win shares, it goes SGA, Joker, huge gap. Then Jalen Duren is 3rd. And then VORP, value over replacement player, it's Joker, SGA, Luka, and then Wemby. So Wemby is not number 1. He isn't number 1 in any of those categories. But I wonder if voters are going to say, we must consider what he does defensively. And he said it's 50% of the game, which is absolutely truth.
What if the Lakers close with a fury? And still you see what Luka's doing. Again, he's averaging 36, 8, and 8 going back during the streak.
Oh, then let me ask you
But
this. Then.
that's-
Okay, how about a no then on SGA? Or again,
That's okay. That's probably better. Yes.
Because then maybe Luka
I'm with
or
you.
Wemby could steal it.
Yeah, I'd like to see the straw poll too. I know you're right, but
Oh, that's going to be massive.
I just think there's got to be some more steam here coming on Wembanyama and Luka. With Luka, it's already arrived to be down to 8-1. But we're down to 10 games though. So how many more great performances can you have?
Yeah.
Not to mention the nonsense that'll occur in the final week of the season. They make you play 4 games in the final week of the season.
Oh, yeah.
You just might, who knows who's playing for anything? You might just sit people and get ready for the playoffs.
Very well could happen. This show is brought to you by ProfitX, and right now you can win a free trip up to $10,000 during March Madness with King of March. Use code VSINMM. Again, that straw poll, we're sitting here talking about it like it's a possibility, but that straw poll has not lied over the years. Basically, it's kind of a true indicator of what it's actually going to look like. And again, Joker was number 2 when they did this more than a month ago. Well, that's not going to be the case anymore.
Right.
And then maybe they're going to look at that and just say when SGA was out, they won all those games anyway without him. They're just too good.
You could say that too. Or give it to the best player. That'd be the easy way. Give it to Wembanyama.
Let's follow the money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. You have to love this rumor in the NBA. I can buy into it based on the franchise. And we are talking about a possible monster if there's anything to this. We'll give you the details next.
Hey, let me get your attention real quick, podcast listeners. It's March, which means the madness is officially upon us, and the folks at VSiN have gone crazy with this one. For $29.99, you get unlimited access to VSiN Pro through May 1st. I'm talking picks throughout the tournament, public betting data for every single game, sharp tools, projections, articles, and more, which means every day you wait is an opportunity missed. Just click the link in the description to get started. It's March, baby. Now back to the show.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
One game last night, hockey, 15 tonight, and VSiN's NHL betting analyst Jonathan Davis joins the program now on X at West Coast Hockey NHL. He's on the Progressive guest line. We'll get to your best bets on tonight's huge card coming up here in a second, JD, but I want to begin with this. There was a game on Sunday night, wildly entertaining, and it was between 2 division-leading teams. Buffalo played at Anaheim. The Ducks led that game. I think it was 4-2 end of the second. Then the Sabres hit them with 3 straight to take a 5-4 lead. Anaheim scored their 5th goal late to tie it in overtime. Then they eventually won 6-5. They're both on top right now. I think Buffalo's up by 5 points, and then Anaheim the other in that same vicinity as well. Are you confident enough to say both teams are going to hang on here and win their divisions?
Well, I hope so, because I do have the Anaheim Ducks at plus 425 to win the Pacific. So, yes, in Buffalo's case, I mean, I got to watch them live Saturday and here in Los Angeles for the first time. They're a machine, and they're 4 points up on Tampa. The Lightning do have 2 games in hand, but man, Buffalo, I don't really find a wart with that team. By the way, with Anaheim, that was the 8th time this year that they scored a tying goal with 2 minutes or less to play in the game, and that's an NHL record. 6 was the previous high.
That's incredible. Very good. Let me share this with you. This is an email from Rich in Canada. Right now, the 4th place Utah Mammoth, 78 points, are poised to be tied with the Pacific Division leader Anaheim. They're 14 out of 3rd in their own division. If the playoffs started today, they'd get the Ducks and possibly be favored, then play the winner of the struggling Knights Oilers. Meanwhile, the team 14 points better than them, Minnesota, would get Dallas and then Colorado. The Mammoth, 14 points back, would have a way better shot at the conference finals. Can we get an NBA-style format already, he wants. What say you?
Well, I'll go on to say that all 3 teams, the top 3 teams in the Pacific Division, wouldn't even make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference.
Oh.
So, I mean, Connor McDavid called the division a pillow fight on the weekend. I mean, it's an anomaly this year. The owners the commissioner was asked about it, at a recent Board of Governors meeting in Florida last week. And the pushback from the league is that we get a greater number of series in round one that go at least 6 games than we do when we were tracking the 1-8 format. And so that's the rationale. Look, it is an oddity. I don't like it. I'm tired of, and I don't think we'll get to see it this year, thankfully, is, seeing Edmonton and LA play for 4 straight years.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, I'd love to see 1-8.
Sure. Totally agree. All right, let's start with Toronto and Boston. What do you like tonight? You fire away with a ton of props. Take it away.
Yeah, look, this is the David Pastrnak show for the Boston Bruins. I mean, he's dominating the Leafs. He's got like 27 goals in 34 games against Toronto. He's scored at least 2 goals in each of the last 2 home games. He's opened Boston scoring in 3 of the last 4. So it's all about Pastrnak tonight. Anytime goal would be my strongest play of his goal props. And then I'd sprinkle on him to score the first goal and 2 goals as well. My other strong play in this game, though, would be Boston shots on goal over 30.5. No team gives up more shots per game than the Toronto Maple Leafs at just under 33.
Good.
All right, let's go.
Good.
Yep, Columbus and Philly here. Jackets on the money line about -135. How many bets do you have on this game?
Not many, actually. Columbus on the money line is my favorite play. That would be my best bet for this game. They've won 4 straight, 5 of 7 against the Flyers. Philadelphia is coming back they swept the 3 California teams on their road trip. First game back from that trip. I think it's tough going west back to east. Columbus, to me, is the better team. So I love Columbus in this one. I'd also sprinkle on the draw. I think it's 4 of the last 6 or 6 of the last 8 between these two have gone to overtime. So a little pizza money on, plus 300 overtime, I think is worth it.
Okay. And one prop in the Seattle-Florida game. You have good numbers on this.
Yeah, the Seattle Kraken have dominated the Panthers, and they've played them 9 times since coming into the league. They've beaten the Panthers 6 of the 9 times. The last 6 games against Florida, they've scored the first goal of the game 5 times. That's happened in the first period. You can get Seattle just to score the first goal at plus 100 and about plus 145 if you want to go first goal, first period.
Okay.
Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Jonathan Davis, he's on the Progressive Guest Line. VSiN's NHL betting expert on X at West Coast Hockey NHL. Ottawa and Detroit playing tonight as well, and you got a couple of bets on this one as well.
Yeah, well, look, it's a terrible, terrible spot for Ottawa, who played last night against the Rangers and held the Rangers, we thought, to 9 shots, but somehow the Rangers did get it. They found a 10th shot for the Rangers. But it's back-to-back. It's 3-4. It's 5-7. And it's 7 games in 11 days for Ottawa. They go to play Detroit, who they've already lost 3 times to this year. They lost another one of their defensemen last night. They're without their best defenseman. So for me, look, this has got to be a Detroit spot. Like, if they can't beat Ottawa with them missing their 2 best blue liners, then forget it. I also like Detroit to go over their shots on goal prop number. It's about 25.5. Ottawa is the best shot suppression team in the league, but they're missing their 2 best defensemen. They've only given up more than 25 guys twice in the last 23 games.
Wow.
But one was to this Detroit team. They gave up 34 in Detroit, their last meeting there. One goal prop, Drake Batherson of Ottawa. He's got 5 goals in 6 games against Detroit goalie John Gibson.
Yeah. By the way, that is very odd. We had 1 game last night, and one of the teams involved playing in the spot here. Like, why would they do that?
Well, I mean, you got 2 games tomorrow, and both Toronto's playing at the Rangers tomorrow, and Buffalo is playing, or Boston's playing at Buffalo. Like, I don't know. Just let the 2 teams that didn't play tonight play tomorrow. And that's it.
You have a unique prop with the Minnesota game. I imagine you got this at FanDuel. Tell people what you want to do here with Minnesota with a 3rd period goal.
Yeah, so Kirill Kaprizov has got 8 goals in 8 games against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I always like to track to see, how do they do against the starting goalie? And I noticed he only had 3 against Andrei Vasilevsky. So where'd the other goals come from? Well, they didn't come against the backup goalie. He has scored an empty net goal against Tampa in 3 of the last 4 games. So you can get him for the last goal. A 3rd period goal at FanDuel. I got that at plus 470. You can get him for the last goal of the game at plus 1,200 at DraftKings.
Okay.
Excellent.
Let me throw this tweet at you as a future bet to potentially make. Colin chiming in on X. Maybe a nice little future here to look at for most goals scored. Now, he's got a ticket on a couple of guys already, but at Fanatics, he pointed out there was a rogue 40-1 on Kucherov, 10 or 12-1 everywhere else, 5 back in McKinnon with 3 less games played and no wear and tear from the Olympics is what he tweeted.
I mean, it's reasonable. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, Kucherov, it's been sick what he's doing. It's almost been like a video game for him. So there is definitely value there in playing Kucherov.
Okay. Where do you stand on the Jack Hughes controversy with the puck, the golden goal? Isn't it his? The Hockey Hall of Fame says it's ours. He goes, I want it. I want to give it to my dad.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, Hockey Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, sorry. I think the player should get it. I don't know how I don't know if Sidney Crosby has the golden goal though for Canada. So
yeah,
I don't know how it works, but I think it should go to the player. It's more important to the player than to be enshrined at the Hockey Hall of Fame.
And can you give that crazy stat on the Calgary Flames you tweeted?
The Calgary Flames, like, let this sink in. This is the Calgary Flames. We're not talking the Colorado Avalanche. They are 55-0 when scoring at least 4 goals in a game. The last time they lost when scoring 4 goals, I think was back in 23-24, and that was an overtime 5-4 loss to Vegas. LA has given up at least 4 goals in 8 of their last 9 losses. Maybe worth a sprinkle tonight to ladder Calgary's team total if you like them.
Wow, intriguing.
Find.
All right, buddy.
Good job.
Thank you. Good analysis as always. Best of luck tonight.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
We're going to Jonathan Davis on the Progressive Guest Line.
Sorry. We'll play a great video he sent in coming up with skydiving.
Okay.
Which I could not do. Follow the Money brought to you by Profit X. Tournament underway. We're ready for the Sweet 16. It's not too late to become the king of March on Profit X. No entry fee required. Win 10 pregame spreads or totals. Hit your volume goal, and you're entered to win a free trip worth up to $10,000. Hit 1,000 in volume, and you're in for the 5K trip. Hit 10,000, and you're going for the 10,000. Download Profit X. Use code VSINMM. Win 10. Hit the volume. Earn your shot. Code VSINMM. That's his puck. The Hockey Hall of Fame can't say it doesn't belong to you. That's our puck. If Hughes wants the puck, and give it to his dad. Let Hughes have the puck.
What do they have to say over? How do they determine what is actually theirs?
I think there was a person assigned, and that's their job. They immediately grab the puck, and they send it off to the Hall of Fame. I think they did the same thing with the women.
But don't they have to do that for the Hall of Fame purposes? Otherwise, like every piece of memorabilia ever would belong to the actual goal scorer or the goalie? Otherwise, there would be no Hall of Fame? I don't know. I'm taking the other side here for a second.
I think it could be up to the player about what he wants to give to the Hall of Fame, though, too.
I heard
take the jersey, take the skates, give me the puck.
I heard a Bloomberg business report saying some people said worth about $50,000. I bet you could get 10 times that from some people.
Absolutely.
Win, lose next. Paulie is calling this the most incredible video and story in 8 years of doing this show. Coming up.
This is Follow the Money on VSIN.
Welcome back. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. Always a pleasure when our next guest joins the program. One of the very best to ever do it. Ian Eagle joins the show here on the Progressive Guest Line. Calling games again this year in March Madness, Turner Sports. Good to see you here on video. Thanks so much for the time as always. How are you?
Yeah, I feel like we're taking our relationship to the next level, and now you can see each other. We can feel a different type of connection. I feel very bonded to the two of you.
Yep, same here. I can't imagine what's next in this relationship moving forward. Maybe an airport pickup sometime. I mean,
yeah, it's
airport pickup.
How about that? It's a big
Very
leap.
good.
Big
Good.
leap. So you were on the Duke games in the first couple of rounds. You're going to have them again on Friday night. And you saw them against Siena. I mean, that's life and death for a majority of that game. And then against TCU, I mean, it wasn't pretty for the Blue Devils to begin like that second half, and eventually they pulled away. Like, is there any cause for concern here with how they're playing right now going up against St. John's?
Yeah, there's two schools of thought. You could go with the first school of thought, which is they look very vulnerable. They're the number 1 overall seed. They got tested. Beyond that, they got challenged by Siena to the point where they looked shell-shocked at times in that first half, and then gathered themselves and delivered in the second half. And then in game 2, there were some rocky moments, but eventually pulled away. So the one school of thought is what you just mentioned, that, hey, they're beatable. The other school of thought is they've now been through it a bit and they can now lean on those experiences as opposed to a year ago. Think back when they got into that close game against Houston. And I don't know why I've seen this video in particular today. It's popped up on social media. The final 2 minutes of Houston Duke last year in the national semifinal. Duke had no right to lose that game, and they just didn't handle themselves well. So maybe if you buy the other theory that now they're a bit more hardened for the long road to the Final Four.
Yes, very good. What UConn team am I going to get? The one that lost to Marquette and couldn't play with St. John's, or the one that looked so good in the second half the other game?
Yeah, where Terrace Reed looks like Wilt Chamberlain,
Yes.
that one,
Yes.
where he's just dominant on the board. 27 rebounds in the first round. I don't care who your opponent is. You grab 27 rebounds in a game, that means you're pretty good at that particular skill. I'm not sure. They are banged up, and I do think as you get deeper into this run, the fact that you can't rely on your entire roster could be a bit concerning. Michigan State certainly is not going to back down from a physical challenge. We know that. They are an experienced group. They are what I would say is more of an outlier now in college basketball. They have 4-year guys on their team that feel like they've been there for 10 years because in this current iteration of college hoops, if someone's been there 4 years, it feels like an eternity with the likes of Kohler and Cooper and Cohen Carr. So I think this will be a very competitive game just based on style. I don't know what to expect from UConn, and I don't know if this is a vintage UConn team or not, but we know what Dan Hurley has done in this tournament, and they are certainly dangerous.
It's loaded to the gills in that region. You said this during the break. Feels like a Final Four. The coaches obviously
It does.
So good. What does this do to Pitino's legend in that city alone if he's able to beat Duke and then maybe get to the Final Four?
Yeah, I didn't even know if you could add to his legend. He's already in the Hall of Fame. He's a multiple national champion, as we know. Yet I think somehow his stock is even higher based on the fact that St. John's was so dormant. You know, I'm a New York City guy. I grew up in Queens. Although I went to Syracuse, my college basketball memories as a kid have more to do with St. John's and watching that team and that group perform the way that they did under Louis Carnesecca in the 80s. And it's been a long time. I mean, I might end up having to use this line at some point, but they are going to party like it's 1999. There is a Prince connection. They haven't been to the Sweet 16 since his name was Ron Artest. It's now Meta World Peace. That's how much time has passed, guys.
Very good.
This is insane.
Yes. Good. What did you is Cinderella dead? You mentioned the new era of college basketball. What do you think here with this? It's only happened twice in the history of the tournament where we don't have a team from a mid-major left, and it's happened back-to-back years.
The only thing I would say, guys, to that, which it's real, you can't fight the facts. What's Nebraska? They've never won an NCAA tournament game, and now they have a chance to go to the Elite Eight. I know they play in the Big Ten. I know they've had a banner season under Fred Hoiberg, and they are fun. They're a lot of fun to watch. But did you think that we would be talking about, before the season started, about Nebraska for the second weekend of the tournament? So the fact that they're there, Iowa's there, Ben McCollum was coaching Division II not that long ago. What he's done at Drake, what he's now done at Iowa, credit must be given. So it's not your typical Cinderella, but it's Cinderella adjacent, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good
Fair.
answer.
Which team is the best that you have seen in person so far this year?
At their best, I saw Michigan just pulverize some opponents. So before the LJ Kaysen injury, I just thought that team had it clicking. And since the LJ Kaysen injury, they look like a team that could get clipped. Now, they're talented, and I do believe that they could still go on a run, and it would not shock me at all if they're in Indianapolis and part of the Final Four. But at their best, that team looked like the best team in college basketball that I saw in person. I have not seen Arizona in person. I've watched them quite a bit on TV. I know how talented they are. They got a bunch of NBA players on that roster. The questions will pop up again in a big moment. Will Arizona get it done? But if you're just asking me about the eye test, they're really good. And I think they're a team that you have to consider along that elite line that could end up winning a national championship, and we'll look back and say, man, we should have probably been on that one a little bit earlier.
Years ago, you had the great, I think the only time of your career where there was a triple spillage after what occurred in the front row. And you used, so anything's going to happen on an Iron Eagle game, and who knows what you're going to, Are you aware that there are markets on what you're going to say during an NFL game or a college basketball game, and there's a market for this? Iron Eagle mentions?
I am not aware. I don't know if we're allowed to even talk about it. Are we? Can we discuss? You can't plant seeds in my head, can you?
Well, once they're posted for this game, I can text you a couple if you would like, and see if that has any impact on how you're going to call the game.
Seeds can be planted. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Look, let me just say this. I am not above taking requests. So you could just leave it at that. Wait, you want me to play Inagata Davida? I'll play it. Okay. It's not a problem.
Yes. Also, is Raftery okay? Because we wasted brilliance, but you pointed out Raftery said something only 2% of the audience maybe caught on to last time.
That's right. Yeah. He had one reference that you're right, that nobody would have gotten. He had an Aretha Franklin reference, which was shocking to me.
Yeah.
Earlier, he mentioned Jake Voskuhl. I would say that the prop bets for him would actually be a little spicier than for me. I thought, honestly, I really thought this. If Illinois got into a serious dogfight down the stretch in either round one or round two, it never happened, that he might have thrown in an onions itch.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a lot of itches on that Illinois squad.
Yeah. Yeah. Very but also if they even just offered onions on your games with him, it's like automatic. I mean, come on. I mean, you got to bet it every single time.
It's automatic. Although I got to tell you, he has, I think, made a conscious effort to not go to the same old stuff. And I've worked with him now for 33 years, so I'm not sure anybody speaks RAF better than me. It's like the scene in Airplane. You go back to I speak RAF. I can translate.
Yeah.
And I think he's saying less. He's saying less of the go-to phrases, and he's coming up with some new ones. He has a very fertile mind.
I can't imagine hanging out with him after a game sometime. What that guy's got to be like.
He's a great dude.
Oh, yeah. Seems
Legit.
like it. As you
Legit.
are
He
as
might
well.
be number one in the country in that category.
Really?
Yeah.
After the game hangout, dude.
Oh, I bet. The stories.
Yeah. Well, man, we love listening to you as much as anybody in the entire country as well. So you are the best. Thank you so much for the time and being a great sport as always. And have a couple of great calls this weekend, okay?
Yep. Love you guys. Just text me on the side.
Okay.
Got it.
Well, Iron Eagle with us. Progressive guest line. I'm on there right now looking. I don't see him posted as of right now, but now I'm going to have to do deep dives.
Well, the onions is up there. That was up there for the last games.
Yeah. Well, I want to know if there's
Because I
anything
think the
special for him,
anniversary.
though.
Yeah, right. I think the anniversary of Onions double order was Siena, Ohio State.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A lot to get into here with our weekly spot as Derek Stevens joins the program now. He is the owner and the CEO of this outstanding property, Circa Las Vegas. Good to see you again. How are you?
Pretty good, fellas. We're getting over a pretty busy last week. Started off, a week ago today with St. Patrick's Day, carried all the way through Sunday. So we were busy.
I think you guys were And I was
Yeah.
here a lot over the weekend. I don't know, 7, 8 deep, like everywhere throughout the entire. But there is this, right? Favorites went 16-0 on Friday. Must have meant a bloodbath for you guys.
Yeah, that's what you'd think. You know, Chris Bennett, when he wrote a text at like 5 in the morning on Saturday morning, he said, "Man, because he's got to go to bed before these games end." He goes, "If I would have known favorites would have gone 16-0, I would have thought we would have gotten murdered." No, I mean, what it was crazy the whole weekend. We overheld every day, all 4 days. We had a very interesting weekend. Handle was down significantly. All 4 days, handle was down. But what's crazy, hotel rooms were packed, the slots were packed, the table business was packed, restaurants were packed, Stadium Swim set all kinds of records. So we had tons of people here. But we definitely were missing a pretty good chunk of handle. Handle was down.
Do you have any idea
It was
why?
offset by a massive hold percentage. So we held like crazy.
Maybe we all thought alike. It's like, geez, 26, 27-point spreads. I got to take the dog or not play the game. I can't. It's lunacy how crazy these spreads were.
You know, I would have thought we'd have more people taking 6-team parlays of these favorites. But then again, you're gonna really lay 2,200. You're gonna lay, people don't really like to do that.
Okay, so let's revisit the discussion we had last week then. So it was a Cinderella dead level of concern. No upsets happened other than High Point. So now what you said last week, does this become the popular week? Because now I'm going to get great games. Cinderella's dead, and here are all the big boys playing, and it's less crowded.
I think this second week of March Madness is turning into a monster. I actually think we're going to see bigger handle in week 2 than we did in week 1. From a handle side.
Wow.
Which is things have definitely shifted. The fact that we didn't get crushed is amazing to me with as many favorites came in. I would say though there were still some great games with great excitement.
Oh, no
as
doubt.
well.
No doubt. The Nebraska Vanderbilt game is as good. I mean, with the crowd at that arena making it that much fun, it's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Were you inside or outside for the Kentucky finish? Jeff Benson said it was the loudest roar, the loudest ever it was in the sports book after the half-court shot.
Ironically, I was given a tour doing filming at Stadium Swim when that happened. And I looked at our director of marketing. We were with like 4 or 5 other people. I looked at my director of marketing, Brooke, and she goes, "We couldn't have scripted that better." I go, "No, we couldn't have. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable." The guys that we were doing the interviews with, they wanted to see. It was from New York Times. They're doing their weekend section. It was a national program. And the guy looks at me and goes, "Is this what it's like all the time?" I go, "Yeah, every day, absolutely." But it was crazy.
That's
The
great.
crowd roar was unbelievable.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, it really was. So, which brings us to this, right? You guys do not have a problem with this. You thrive in this, right, with the active content management. You've called this a travesty in America before. It was another major problem across the country this year. Sports bars not being able to figure out where the games are at.
This was trending #1 thing on X Thursday.
Yeah. A tweet from Heath Cummings, actually.
Yeah.
Walked into a sports bar, been there before, good food, good beer, yada, yada, yada. You know the story. They couldn't figure out anything, right? So now baseball starts tomorrow night. For real. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
What is this going to do to play?
So think about this. The tournament, by now, we all should really realize the tournament's on CBS and it's on 245, 246, 240, like True, TBS. That's it. Those are the 4 stations. This is about as simple as it gets.
You would think.
Now, the number of people that are going to go berserk in the next 7 days about not being able to find their team is going to be unbelievable. I told you just coming in here, I got somebody specifically taking care of my mom and dad in Detroit so she can watch the Tiger game because they still haven't figured it out yet. So this next 6 months, if you think about all the complaining we had about bundling and the cost of packaging, I'll tell you what, I don't even know what my monthly bill is, but it's a hell of a lot more than it used to be. And now I can't find a damn thing. And I should know it better than most, right? But between Paramount and Netflix and Apple and DirecTV and Comcast and Pac-12 is only on something. I mean, this is, it's really amazing. This is the worst time to be a sports fan from a content perspective.
Yes. We got an email from Brian Parsons. He said the sad thing is most of these remotes are voice activated. TBS, just and the game should come on. But it also goes back to Heath's point, how frustrated he is that you're a sports bar. It's the madness, and you're still working on it. And I have 2 beers, and you still can't put the games on. It's like you know what this is every time, and you're a sports bar, and you can't get and then just all the replies, and it was just flooded with responses of what was going on all over America.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a problem for a lot of sports bars. Unless you're prepared for streaming, you got to have the right equipment.
Oh yeah,
and you have to have the right commercial accounts. It's not like your local sports bar. You sign up to the local Comcast or local Cox or something like that, or get DirecTV. Now you have to have content with everybody.
They're probably going to have to redo all of their infrastructure at the bars and stuff like that because they don't have the equipment to make it work.
Right.
Those are not streaming
No.
They don't have the remotes with the talking, voice activation there probably. You like to make big bets before the baseball season almost every single year. Are you super high or low on a win total?
I do really like the Tigers pitching staff. Obviously, it's the team I enjoy. That's a team I like. I'm surprised the win total is not a little higher. I saw 86. I like the starting pitching staff. I like that. What can you see that I can't see it behind the TV? What's it say the win total is right now?
85 and a half.
85 and a half. I love the starting staff. I love the relievers from Jansen to Finnegan to Vest. And I think with McGonigal making it, new young guy, I think I'd like this one over.
Okay.
How about they're like 40-1 to have the most wins in baseball?
It's that high?
I saw that. I believe I saw 40-1.
Wow.
I have to go back and double check, but that feels like the number that was available. They can't push for like 95, 98 wins in a perfect, if everything goes right for them.
With that pitching staff, I don't know. I saw the fifth best. I'm like, really? How is that fifth best? One of the best pitching staffs in baseball, I would think.
Can we revisit what's a bad result on futures and what we're looking at for Sweet 16 action?
Yep. Yeah, we got the fresh numbers here. This is as of right now. So, House wins to Arizona, wins to Michigan, wins to Duke, wins to Houston. We get the first top favorite we get beat on is we get beat on Purdue. But those top 4, Arizona, Michigan, Duke, and Houston, we're winning all of them. Not bad going in the Sweet 16, I would say.
Okay.
The only one we really get beat up on is Purdue, Michigan State, and Arkansas right now. That's about it.
Did you hammer the sum of all seeds and the 1 seeds to make the Final Four? Did you make those bets?
I did not make that bet.
You didn't do it?
I did not make the bet. I couldn't. I got a little overwhelmed here with a few things going on. I would have blown that one bet. I still would have liked the 3. I still like having 3 of them making it.
Yeah, that's still okay.
That's
under
still
9.5.
in play.
Under 9.5 can happen for sure.
Oh yeah.
How has the action been so far on this Duke St. John's number?
It's been coming in on St. John's. St. John's definitely is the maybe the Cinderella here a little bit. We're still at, what are we at, 35-1? Or does that come down now?
I haven't checked recently, but 35-1.
Yeah.
That's where on my grid here. That's where we had it as this got printed this morning. But we've seen St. John's money.
As a Michigan man, what do you make of the matchup with Alabama? I think this is a dream matchup for your Wolverines.
Yeah, I would say I think this kind of matches up pretty nicely. Pretty nicely.
The team, I think they can score 100 points in this game, Derek.
Yeah.
Alabama can't shoot like that again either.
Right.
And you are so good offensively. Man, you've been strong in the tournament.
They've been unbelievable.
Yeah. How did Howard score 46.5 on you, though? Does that bother you a little bit?
Not really.
Okay.
How torn is it if we get Michigan State for the entire thing?
Oh God, how great would that be?
I mean,
It'd be unbelievable.
do you have family members that would want to kill each other, or are they completely?
We'd be good. We'd have people around here who want to kill each other. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Derek. We appreciate it. We'll get to in-pocket plays coming up next year and Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.